There is a version of strength so quiet it leaves no footprints, a version of power so detached it cannot be shaken. In ancient Japan, warriors understood a forbidden truth. The man who needs to be seen is already vulnerable, and the one who disappears becomes untouchable. He lives an ordinary life surrounded by noise, notifications hum like insects, opinions press against his skin. Every room demands a version of him. Productive, confident, agreeable, impressive. He tries to keep up. He sharpens his words. He curates his image. He explains himself even when no one asked. And yet, beneath the performance, something feels fragile. Every comment unsettles him. Every setback lingers too long. He tells himself he needs more confidence, more validation, more certainty. But the more he reaches outward, the weaker he feels inward. Ancient Japanese philosophy would not call this a lack of strength. It would call it entanglement. The self has become heavy with labels, expectations, and reflections. Like armor worn in peacetime, it exhausts the one carrying it. The Ronin knew this weight well. Once bound to a name, a master, a reputation, until loss stripped him bare. And in that stripping something unexpected appeared. Not confidence, not bravado, but space. The first quiet hint that freedom begins when identity loosens its grip. Zen called it mu, emptiness. Bushido lived it through impermanence. The Ronin embodied it through necessity. With no lord to define him and no banner to follow, he learned an ancient system older than status. Detachment from form, not withdrawal from life, but release from clinging. In monasteries, monks shaved their heads not for humility, but to erase symbols. In battle, samurai accepted death before combat. So fear had no leverage. The Ronin went further. He became a ghost not by hiding, but by removing hooks. No hunger for praise, no defensive image, no explanation of purpose. In Zen ink paintings, the most powerful strokes are the ones left blank. So too with identity. Modern psychology echoes this truth. When the ego is constantly defended, the nervous system stays alert, reactive, brittle. But when identity becomes fluid, the mind regains adaptability. The system is simple and brutal. The less you insist on who you are, the harder you are to disturb. Detachment feels like death to the modern self. The mind resists it violently. It whispers, if I let go, I will disappear. If I don't define myself, I will be nothing. This is the internal war. Biology tightens its grip. The amygdala scans for threats to status as if they were threats to survival. Every slight feels existential. Every comparison cuts deep. The Ronin understood this resistance as a final enemy, not fear of pain, but fear of emptiness. In Zen training, students are pushed into silence until the mind rebels. Thoughts scream for relevance. Identity flares like a dying fire. But if endured, something shifts. The self no longer needs constant narration. Neuroscience calls this reduced self-referential processing. Zen simply calls it clarity. The war is not won by assertion, but by endurance. Stay long enough in the discomfort of not being seen, and the need to be seen dissolves. The path demanded is uncompromising. Release attachment to reputation, move without announcing intention, act without carving identity into every outcome. The Ronin did not seek to be mysterious. He sought to be ungraspable. The modern mind hates this because it trades applause for stability. It removes the dopamine of recognition and replaces it with silence. But silence sharpens perception. When action is no longer tied to self-image, movement becomes efficient. Mistakes lose their sting. Progress accelerates. Psychology confirms this through identity diffusion. When behavior is not fused with ego, learning speeds up and resilience increases. The Ronin walked one path: act, adapt, vanish. No performance, no defense, only motion. This is why he became a ghost, not unseen, but unshaken. Detachment is not an idea, it is a daily erasure. Like water smoothing stone, it requires consistency without gaps. Each moment you resist explaining yourself. Each time you let a misunderstanding pass. Each time you choose silence over display. Steel is forged not by one strike, but by repeated heat and cooling. Zen training mirrors this through repetitive, ordinary acts, sweeping floors, walking, breathing, done without self-commentary. Neuroscience aligns repeated non-reactivity, rewires stress pathways, lowering baseline anxiety. The Ronin practiced disappearance in small ways. He reduced possessions. He limited speech. He let results speak. Over time, identity loosened its grip. What remained was presence, dense, quiet, immovable. Ancient warriors prepared for loss before it arrived. Samurai wrote death poems. Monks rehearsed hardship through austerity. This was pre-decision. When the storm comes, the choice is already made. The Ronin pre-solved modern traps the same way. Before entering a room, he released the need to impress. Before conflict, he accepted misunderstanding. Before effort, he detached from reward. In modern terms, anticipate triggers and remove ego from the equation in advance. When travel disrupts routine, remain inwardly unchanged. When family tension rises, refuse the role of defender. When temptation appears, remember that nothing external completes you. Preparation turns chaos into familiar terrain. Eventually something dies. The self that needed recognition. The self that flinched at judgment. The self that announced its strength. In its place stands something quieter. Movements become clean. Emotions pass without residue. Others feel it before they see it. This is invisible strength. The kind that cannot be provoked. The Ronin walks through life like fog. Present, unavoidable, untouched. If this philosophy resonates with you, subscribe for more lessons from the Last Ronin and the Path of Japan, Bushido and Zen.